3474. That's 414-285-3474.
When you're at State Fair this year, be sure to check out the Bank 5-9 main stage featuring amazing acts like Boys to Men, Gabriel Fluffy Iglesias, and Darius Rucker. Tickets are on sale now. Bank 5-9 is a proud sponsor of the fair and a proud supporter of the local Wisconsin communities they have served since 1859. So grab your bucket of lemonade or beer, something on a stick, and join Bank 5-9 between July 31st and August 10th. Member FDIC.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know it's not just a car, it also drives your children's dreams. So whether you're going to soccer practice, robotics club, or opening night in the school play, we help protect those dreams. Save up to 23% when you bundle auto and home. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Escape to Lake Lawn Resort in Delavan, Wisconsin, where everything is better at the lake. Dive into endless outdoor activities, including boating, fishing, and paddleboarding on the serene Delavan Lake. Tee off at the lakeside Majestic Oaks Golf Course, or unwind in the award-winning Calidora Spa. Enjoy gourmet meals at 1878 on the lake, casual bites at the Lookout Bar and Eatery, and sweet treats at the Isle of Capri Cafe. Explore Delavan Lake's stunning shores and historic landmarks from the comfort of their 76-foot cruise boat, the Lake Lawn Queen. Book your stay today at lakelawnresort.com.
1, 2, 3 into the 4. Avondale Roofing is knocking on your door. Leaking roof? Man, that's a shame. Call the real pros. We running this game. We patch it, thatch it, no need to stress. Our crew shows up and cleans up the mess. No drips, no drafts, no drama at all. Just tight new shingles, then a leak-proof hall. Hey.
It's nothing but Avondale, baby. They keep it dry when the weather gets crazy. Hey.
Visit AvondaleRoofing.com. That is AvondaleRoofing.com.
Southbound 41, we are seeing some delays from Appleton Avenue all the way down past Hampton. Beyond that, you're good to go all the way down to the zoo. Northbound side's a little heavy from Watertown Plank Road all the way up past North Avenue. And westbound 94's just got a little bit of a backup right through the stadium interchange. Nothing major, just a little bit of a backup. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, increasing sunshine, hazy and smoky though, with a high of 72. Tonight it'll be smoky, but pretty much clear, a low of 61. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Hey, this is Homer. You're listening to the home of Marquette basketball. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I think my wife might be on the same salad pizza.
I'm over it.
Okay.
But you guys didn't hear what I said yesterday. You don't like my salad with pizza? Well, you know it doesn't go together?
What are you doing? What? Did you just double dip that shit?
Grilled cheese and tomato soup.
What? Okay.
It's tuna fish and tomato soup because of the dipping into the soup of the tuna.
Excuse me? You double dipped the chip. Double dipped? What are you talking about? You dipped the chip, you took a bite, and you dipped again.
You don't dip grilled cheese into tomato soup.
Yeah, you do.
No.
This is crazy.
No, I'm not listening to you.
But I was just about to come to your defense.
Okay,
That's like putting your whole mouth right in the dip.
Well, I'm sorry, Timmy, but I don't dip that way.
Oh, you don't, huh?
No. You dip the way you want to dip. I'll dip the way I want to dip.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamorro. Here's Jen Latta.
Running her mouth, she wants to ride it, she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever, she's too excited. Her man look like he wanna fight, he ain't doing nothing but running his mouth. Talk about it, we all about it. They making plans, we sit and count. Our chairs stacked just like a mountain. You heard about it, she running her mouth, she wants to ride it. She's
While you were sleeping.
I'm cool as ever, she's too
Wait, do you guys remember the movie While You Were Sleeping?
It's not very good.
I guess I don't remember it well enough to know if it was good or not. I just remember Bill Pullman, Sandra Bullock. She works in like a little booth, I don't know, at the train or the subway or something like that. And What does he collapse? He goes to the hospital. He's in a coma.
She takes him in. Yeah, she takes him into the hospital.
But she sort of was pining after him, right? Wasn't that the storyline? Like she saw him every day and was.
Yeah, maybe. But then the family thinks that she's the girlfriend because she brought her in, so she pretends to be the girlfriend, then ends up being the girlfriend. It's overall a bad movie.
Spoiler alert. How old is that one now? 30 years old?
Probably, my guess is 94. I mean, if I had to put a year on it, so 31
Pullman's
years.
Kid is now acting in movies, famously, Top Gun Maverick. There it is. Look, it always comes back to Tom Cruise and Top Gun Maverick and all of those
I still haven't seen it.
Why? It's so good, Gabe.
I feel like your judgment is, I don't know, skewed.
Well, don't take my word for it. Look it up on IMDb.
You're literally the only person I know who talks about
There's
this
zero
movie.
chance that I'm the only person you know that thought that Top Gun Maverick was a good movie.
You're the only one who's told me.
Well, that says more about the people that you know than
I think it says
anything
more
else.
about you in the 20 times you've seen the movie.
Put it on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Infinity Exteriors poll, Joshy. Is Top Gun Maverick a good movie? That's going to be a resounding yes, just so you know. I feel very confident in the outcome of that.
It's just one that hasn't been at the top of the list. I don't even know what it would be on right now, so then I'd have to search for it. Like, I've got so many other things in the queue right now before I would even consider getting to Top Gun.
It is so good. You will enjoy it thoroughly. So fine, delay your gratification. What do I care if you watch it today or watch it in 2 weeks? Either way, when you watch it, you're going to enjoy it.
Spoiler alert, ain't it happening in 2 weeks. If it hasn't happened in 2 years, I can't imagine in the next 2 weeks it's going to make it to the list.
This is, Joshy? This is a stubborn off. Gabe is digging his heels in. He's digging his heels in. He's a stubborn guy.
I mean, if that's what you want me to do, I can. But, that's not what this started as. This started as, I'm sure it's fine.
I
just
better
haven't gotten
than
around
fine.
to it. Haven't gotten around to it.
I don't want to be middleman Dan here, but it is neither as good as Jen says, nor should you be so ignoring it. It's a fine movie to put on a weekend. You got a little time, a little night. I think it's enjoyable.
Okay.
I can't conceive of how Jen finds so often to speak about it.
Just work it in. Sneak it in there.
I certainly don't think about it or talk about it as much, but I enjoyed it, and that's typically the type of movie I would not enjoy. Like the big blockbuster, just sort of action.
That is a hell of an endorsement.
And especially
Rip off
a
of the
sequel.
first one, sequel.
Yes,
yeah.
I found it enjoyable.
How come in every sequel that's made 30 years later, they have to do, here's the kid from the character you all enjoyed but died? How come every sequel 30 years later has to do that?
Well, spoiler alert, Happy Gilmore 2 came out last weekend, and they kill his wife in the first 5 minutes.
That's all she's in?
He kills her in the first 5 minutes.
Oh.
That was very disappointing. In fact, you probably saw people reacting to it on social media. I believe Jason Kelsey was like, how are you going to do this to us in the first 5 minutes?
Well, good. At least they, shook things up. Good for Happy Gilmore, too.
It really spurred that alcoholism storyline that they needed to get in there. It was a means to an end, if you will. So while you were sleeping, maybe you saw this morning, or maybe you're just hearing now as you are waking up, but Eugenio Suarez is no longer a candidate for your Milwaukee Brewers as the Seattle Mariners landed him last night. Now, Gabe is most interested in the price tag, what he went for. Your reaction, Gabe, when you saw what the Mariners gave up to get Suarez and add him to their team for this second half.
It's a gut punch. It's a gut punch because it wasn't that much. They gave up Tyler Locklear. Not that you know any of these names. He was the Mariners' number 9 prospect. They gave up a right-handed pitcher who was a number 16 prospect and a right-handed pitcher who was their number 17 prospect. They gave up 3 prospects here. The pitching prospects worse than the ones they gave up to get Josh Naylor, which is weird. Why didn't the Mariners just hammer this whole thing out when they were on the phone to get Naylor earlier this week? But I digress. They gave up their number 9 prospect. I thought that Logan Henderson would potentially be the center of a package. You could have given up Logan Henderson, who's a top 100 guy, and probably been done with it compared to what the Mariners actually ended up giving up. So that's the tough part for me, is just kind of a gut punch of, they didn't really overpay. Kind of feels like an underpay. And there is a Twitter account called Baseball Trade Values that evaluates a lot of these things that did say this is a minor underpay by Seattle. The fact that they underpaid for him when this was a huge need for the Brewers, and especially because over the last handful of games during the homestand, they were experimenting when they pulled out Joey Ortiz. All of a sudden, like Caleb Durbin yesterday played shortstop. Bryce Terang played shortstop for an inning or two earlier during the homestand. Oh, they're experimenting with different guys playing. And you're thinking maybe they can go out and get a third baseman. And it just didn't come to fruition. So it's a little disappointing when the one thing that you really desperately needed is out there. The team underpaid for it. And now I'm not quite sure what else is out there for you to go get.
You know, Ken Rosenthal was on Foul Territory a couple days ago. Maybe it was just yesterday, actually, when he was asked about what do you think of the Brewers' chances of getting Eugenio Suarez? And he was like, it's not their style. That's not the type of move that the Brewers make. Now, of course, you could sit there and go, well, CC, what about CC? And yes, that was, back in the day when they did go get CC, a rental player to add to and bolster and get them over the hump. But I also saw a list yesterday that was compiling the list of the contenders, and the Brewers wasn't on it. This is MLB's Mark Feinsand. You know who that guy is?
I mean, he's a loser if he doesn't have the best team in baseball on the list of contenders.
Well, it wasn't just him guessing either. He was saying this is from his sourcing. He said that the Mariners, the Cubs, the Tigers, and the Phillies were considered the primary suitors for the all-star third baseman.
I thought you were saying not contenders overall.
Oh, no. Contenders for Suarez. Okay. So that's when I got a little bit like, this might not happen, actually. This doesn't seem... Their name isn't even in the list of 4 teams. Now, let's do a little sunshine on my shoulder this morning, folks, because the good news is, the silver lining is, he does not go to 2 of the teams that are on that list, the Cubs or the Phillies, which would be NL teams that the Brewers would need, right? There was that talk of like, listen, if the Brewers don't get him, please, 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 baby Jesus, do not let him go to the Cubs. Please, 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 do not let him go to another National League team where you would have to face him potentially in a playoff series. So I feel like of the options that were out there, the other team on that list was the Tigers, still a first-place team last time I checked. Although they've lost some games, right?
A lot
of them.
They could lose a lot more games and still be in first place in that division.
I'm just going to check very quickly what their last 10 is.
That is a stinky division.
Detroit still in first place in their division. They've won 4. So, but of their last 10, they're 4-6. So yes, they had stumbled upon hard times, if you will. So again, I'm trying to silver lining this sucker, and the good news is he goes to the Mariners, who now feel like sneaky World Series contenders, right?
Yeah, the American League's wide open. And yeah, look, it's good that he's out of the National League. And the Brewers are, kind of still in the driver's seat of the Central Division and all these things. But it feels like there was a lot of goodwill with the team right now. And it feels like when somebody underpays for a player like Suarez, and you could have easily, again, you're going to have to part with prospects. You got to part with good players to get good players. It's the way it works. But when you had the opportunity to increase that goodwill that you had with the fan base, and look, if somebody overpaid, I get it. Okay, that's a little too rich for our blood. We didn't want to dive into that market. When a team underpays and all you'd have had to do is pay market value for this guy in terms of a trade to get him, that's what's disappointing here. That's just disappointing because you had the opportunity to send your fan base into a frenzy. We're reaching pretty high levels for the end of July because, again, it's been since 1982 that we've been this late in the season where the Brewers have been a team where you can say, oh, they've got the best record in baseball. You could have sent this to another level if you would have gotten Suarez. And it just feels like a missed opportunity.
Yesterday, we put on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Infinity Exteriors poll. Does Andrew Vaughn's hot streak make you feel comfortable with the Brewers not trading for a bat at the deadline? This is before we knew. Again, the trade deadline is later today. They could still make a move. But we were asking you if what Vaughn has done lately, he's been on this absolutely torrent stretch. Do they need to go out and get a bat? Do you feel okay if they decided, you know what, we're good, we're going to stand pat? And 38% of people said, yes, I feel good. And 62% of people said, no, we still need a bat. Ron in the Key weighing in saying it makes me feel uncomfortable that they might feel that they don't need to. So Ron in the Key in lockstep with you this morning, Gabe, on it's great what your lineup has been able to do, but to put it over the top, to solidify yourself as a World Series contender in the National League, you still need to go out and get a bat. Dave from Aaron weighing in on the Carbless Talk and text line this morning. He says, Brewers picking up someone at the trade deadline isn't going to happen. I even said I wouldn't put it past Atanasio to trade for some prospects. The problem with that is Atanasio was on the record within the last week or so saying everything's on the table. And when the owner of the team, who has been notoriously, I want to say stingy, but I don't know if that's the most accurate way of saying it, but a little tight in the purse strings at times, says everything is on the table, I got to be honest, Gabe. I bought it hook, line, and sinker.
Well, look, there's still things that could happen today, and every team out there wants more relief pitching, and I'm guessing the Diamondbacks looked at that market and went, oh, man, if the Rogers boys are going for that, can't imagine what we're going to get for somebody. Wait till these teams find out we got a guy who's hit 36 home runs. And for whatever reason, the market just did not develop for them, so they ended up getting rid of him for what they ended up getting rid of him for. But the relief pitching market, it's steep. That is a steep price to pay. I understand being uncomfortable and just going, hey, we've got some good guys in our minor league system. We can rotate guys in and out to try to keep guys fresh. So I understand being comfortable with the bullpen situation, especially with teams overpaying. I just don't know what else is out there right now because it seems like a lot of moves happened yesterday. Some moves already happened previously. If you were looking to improve the left side of the infield, which for literally months, those have been the reports coming out for people like Jeff Passan, like Brewers trying to upgrade the left side. Brewers trying to upgrade on the left side. I don't know who else is out there. Like Ryan McMahon, who I wasn't interested in, but he goes to the Yankees. Obviously, Eugenio Suarez goes to
Mariners.
The Mariners, and the other name in terms of third baseman that have been rumored to potentially be traded is Nolan Arenado, and the Cardinals certainly are selling. But at the same time, that's not a Brewers move because he's got multiple years left on his deal, and I can't imagine that they're going, hey, we're good with paying whatever that money for the next 2 years. That's the type of scenario I think the Brewers would avoid. So I just don't know what else is left out there to get a bat, to get somebody for that left side of the infield.
And I never even heard of the Brewers in the market for Hayes, the guy who ended up going to the Reds from the Pirates.
Well, we're good there.
Yeah. I'm just saying, as far as third basemen go, these are guys who have been moved ahead of the trade deadline.
Well, when you've already got a third baseman who's better, you don't tend to trade for a guy.
800-990-3776.
He's a great defender, but he can't hit the ball.
Can't hit his way out of a wet paper bag.
We don't need to add poor hitting to the lineup.
looking to improve that. We already got Joey Ortiz, who's not hitting the well this year. Don't want to put a guy who's hitting worse than Ortiz at third base. No, thank you.
We'll put it on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Twitter poll this morning, the Infinity Exteriors poll this morning. Are you disappointed that Eugenio Suarez is now a member of the Seattle Mariners? The Brewers did not get him. And maybe your disappointment is nuanced. Maybe you're disappointed, like Gabe is, that the package for him, the 3 prospects, 9, 16, and 17 in their system, is all it took to get Suarez. Maybe that's the level of disappointment that you are feeling this morning. Let us know, 800-990-3776. We'll put it on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Infinity Exteriors poll as well. Jason Wilde is coming up next. Packers were off yesterday, and yet still plenty of stuff to discuss about position battles and how things are going to shake out. And oh, by the way, actual football today. Hall of Fame game today. Football adjacent?
Football today? Actual football seems strong.
Football adjacent?
Football-ish?
Yes, football-esque. Jason Wilde coming up next.
Cheez-It, the legendary snack cracker, is now available as a frozen pizza from our friends at Palermo's. They collaborated with the legendary snack cracker Cheez-It to bring you a pizza you're not going to believe. Each crust, giant original Cheez-It flavored cracker that's square-shaped, of course, because it has to be. It's a Cheez-It. On top of the crust are flavors that are perfectly complement the Cheez-It taste, including Italian 4 cheese, cheddar jack supreme, and pepperoni. And with one of the shortest bake times, you're going to be going from freezing to cheesing in as few as 8 minutes. Find Cheez-It frozen pizza in your favorite grocer's frozen pizza section. It is a new pizza from Palermo's. Make sure you find Cheez-It frozen pizza.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
So far, looking pretty good out on the road. We do have some delays from Appleton Avenue on southbound 41 down to Capitol Drive. Northbound, a little bit tighter on the North Avenue curve. But otherwise, everything else is looking good. We're pretty much at full freeway speeds. Traffic is brought to you by Comfort Awnings. Extend your outdoor space with a retractable awning or screen like I did with my friends at Comfort Awnings. Custom designed to fit your home. Get your free estimate at comfortawnings.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast today, increasing sunshine, hazy and smoky, a high of 72. Tonight, smoky but clear, a low of 61. Weather is brought to you by Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin's Road America. Next race is July 31st through August 3rd. Get your tickets today and check out the full season schedule at roadamerica.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
All day, every day. The Carbless talk and text line is open for you.
First off, there is not one team that's on the fringe that scares me.
800-990-3776. The Carbless talk and text line. This is more.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
It's Jason Wilde from Wilde & Tausch. Upgrade your industrial supply services with Lakeland Supply, your trusted ISO certified partner for custom packaging, shipping supplies, janitorial, and safety supply solutions. With over 40 years of industry excellence, Lakeland Supply is a proven one-stop source with over 95% of their products made in the U.S., and they treat their customers like family. Personalized service with a national reach. That's what Lakeland Supply does. Visit lakelandsupply.com to discover how they can make your business better.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here, and The Pickler is coming to Menominee Falls with 9 indoor pickleball courts and unlimited play. Leagues, tournaments, clinics, all included in your membership. The club opens August 16th, but founder memberships are on sale right now at a discounted rate with 3 months free compared to the regular price. Head over to thepickler.com, click on the Menominee Falls page, and lock in your spot today. The Pickler, P-I-C-K-L-R, your home for pickleball.
Hi, Mitzi. What's the news from Kessler's in Brookfield? Everything's smooth like butter. We're all just marching to the beat of the big bass drum.
That sounds like fun.
Your email said you wanted to talk about 32 things. What are they?
The 32 things are rare and special engagement rings.
Tell me more.
Each one of these amazing rings is just waiting for someone to choose the center stone.
What about the side stones?
All the side stones are Kessler 81s.
81 windows exploding with light instead of just 57 windows that are modestly glowing like most other diamonds.
We have 16 rings in 18 karat gold and 16 rings in platinum.
All they need is a center diamond?
Yeah, and our prices on natural center diamonds and created center diamonds are incredibly low right now.
Each store has a beautiful assortment of these rings?
Yes, and they're priced from just $900 up to $3,900.
Good job. Keep marching to the beat of that big bass drum, Mitzi. I'm excited.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
With a dedicated Milwaukee team, Fifth Third Bank knows what success looks like. For 15 years, we've been serving businesses, organizations, and individuals in the area with a long-standing commitment to the healthcare and not-for-profit sectors. Whether it's expansion to commercial payments, Fifth Third offers a full suite of financial services and solutions to navigate your organization's complex needs. Experience the difference with Fifth Third Bank. National Association. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
Ready, down, put.
All Packers, all the time.
He was a field-tilting player, and the reason why Gabe and many others are so concerned is that this guy's on the field, he changes the offensive dynamic. They are a different offense when he is there.
Okay, most of the time.
You know, Homer calls Matt LaFleur soft all the time. Matt LaFleur is like Vince Lombardi compared to me.
It's Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Brought to you by Exterior Pros. Ready to tackle your home improvement project this year? Exterior Pros and Baths is here to help you score big with quality home exterior and shower upgrades. Visit extpros.com. Also brought to you by Lakeland Supply. Lakeland Supply is in business to make your business better. Set up a free packaging and supply chain assessment at lakelandsupply.com.
Great to chat with our friend and teammate Jason Wilde. Good morning, Jason. How are you doing on this fine Thursday?
I am outstanding. How are you guys?
Can you believe that family night is essentially here?
Yes, very much so. I needed to be here. What I need more than family night is morning after family night when I don't have to go anywhere, and I can catch up on all the untranscribed interviews I have and everything else. It's I'll say this, I was complaining. You guys heard me do it on this very program about a week out of training camp that I was tired of having the same conversations, and I needed to talk to people, so I had new things to discuss with you. And now I got so many things that's coming out of my ears. I'm like the little old woman who lived in a shoe. I've got so many storylines I don't know what to do.
All right, Jason. So let's start with this storyline. What was your?
You're going to choose it for me?
Yeah. Well, what was your reaction to fiery Matt LaFleur in practice the other day?
So it's funny. I was just texting a buddy of mine who asked what I thought was a really good question, which is, the fact that he chose a high schoolish punishment, does that erode faith in him, or do the guys look at him like this guy, as the kids say these days? And I had to be honest with him. I didn't think from those terms. The whole Rasheed Walker thing. And again, this is how biases factor into everyone's coverage, and any of these folks that maybe are retired from the beat that held themselves up as a paragon of ethics and certainly weren't. I have to be honest. In this case, what I loved about that story, and I still do, but I think it created a blind spot for me a bit, because I didn't think of this angle that you're bringing up and that my buddy John did, was the way that Tucker Kraft and Josh Jacobs and the other 4 offensive linemen that were on the field all ran with Rasheed Walker.
Yep.
That was what resonated with me. I thought that was and I'm not speaking in hyperbole, I thought that was a really powerful moment, right? Because those are the kind of teammates you want, that's the kind of chemistry you want, that's the kind of culture you want. So I really focused both the conversation on the show with Bulaga yesterday and my story on Channel 3000 on that. And what I neglected to do was think about the fact that, and Rasheed Walker, he basically hit me over the head with it, with the way he said, he said, take a lap. And I was like, what? I haven't done that since high school.
Well, but to me, Jason, that's because now we have multiple examples of Matt LaFleur being fiery. He goes after Tucker Kraft, which Kraft, again, he kind of jokingly tried to brush it off, right? But still, I think there's some part that bothered him that he got called out.
It did.
He then tells Rasheed Walker to take a lap. He has an expletive-filled, rant to the team after that same practice. It just seems like he's a little more fiery, and I don't. Not to say he's not fiery and doesn't have some of that into him. I think we've all seen that on TV. When a call doesn't go their way, he gets fired up, whatever. But I haven't seen, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe I haven't really seen this in training camp from him. And my initial thought was he didn't know what to do to punish him, and the first thing he thought of was take a lap.
Yeah, I did talk to someone about that after the fact, and they said that he had warned them that as part of that speech. Remember, I think I told you guys about this. The day that, unbelievable, by the way, the day that Hobbs took out, and they can say that it looked like the injury happened before the hit. And maybe that's true, maybe it's not. I appreciate the fact that Matt LaFleur didn't say it quite as definitively as Goody seemed to. But, before that practice, he had gone through the rules of engagement and talked to them about, and he was really talking to Hobbs, but he talked to the group. It's kind of like if you have multiple kids and one kid is doing one thing, but you talk to everyone and they know that you're talking to them. That was the case with Hobbs. And then he went out and hit Marshawn Lloyd anyway, right? But during that speech, apparently he did say, look, if you go beyond the whistle and you do something you're not supposed to do, you're going to run. So it wasn't impromptu,
okay.
Gabe.
All right.
But to your point, I do think that it was, I don't want to say childish, but amateurish, right? But and again, what's great about it in the final analysis is that it led to a pretty cool moment of chemistry and connectivity. But, you know, I would just say this, Gabe, and this is the question that I have after watching his behavior through a week of training camp. I wonder if he's feeling it a little bit.
Well, so that was my question, Jason. Why do you think he's acting like this? Do you think it is because I think we had somebody bring it up yesterday in the talk and text line, like, okay, the new president said you're not getting a contract extension. So does that factor in? Is he feeling the pressure of, hey, we've been the 7 seed the last 2 years. We've got to be better than the 7 seed. Like
1-5.
Yeah, 1-5 in the division last year. So while again they've had some success, it seems like there is got to be some sort of pressure that's making him act a little bit differently than we've seen the first 6 years of his career.
Yeah, and I wonder about that. I also, I can't remember who I was talking to yesterday that works in the building, but I said, look, I keep saying this, but I firmly believe it, and I gave him that spiel about how I've never seen a team in all my years where I didn't know what I could expect from them. Like I said, you know, this is year 30, and I would say 25, 26 of the years, I've had a pretty good idea of who the team was, right? Like the 04 team that started 1-4, I was like, oh my God, I completely overestimated these guys. I thought they were a playoff team, and you know that was the year that they lost after 4th and 26, and then they ended up being what I thought they were, which was like 10-6, and made the playoffs, and then obviously, you know, had the Randy Moss pseudo moon game. But I said this, I just don't, because they have so many guys that I think are good, but they haven't shown consistently they're good. And you guys have heard this ad nauseum, so I don't want to go through it again. That I just don't know what they are. And this guy said, I totally agree. I see it the same way. And what that makes me wonder is, like, Goody obviously has built the team the way Goody wants to build the team. You know, would Matt LaFleur, if you had, you know, beers on the table with Matt LaFleur, would he honestly say, I love having this many young guys? Maybe he would, right? Maybe he would. Maybe it allows them to say, take a lap, and they do it, as opposed to, can you imagine telling Charles Woodson to take a lap? But I do think that, in my opinion, ratchets up the uncertainty and the pressure, because if all those guys click and they play it the way they're capable of, great. You're going to go 12-5, and you got a chance to be in the NFC title game. If they don't, then you're right back to 9-8, 10-7, 7 seed, playing on the road in the first round, don't win the division. Like, you know, and from the quarterback on down, I just don't think with any certainty I can say they're going to be this good. And I think that ratchets up the pressure when you combine it with, you know, I'm not going to give them contract extensions. I don't believe in lame duck status. So if they're kind of that 9-8, 10-7 team, you know, I still think that Goody and LaFleur get like 1-year extensions to avoid the lame duck status. But then they are big time on notice, because that extra year that they're adding isn't really we think you're going to get this year. It's you better get it done this year. And if you don't, it'll be a nice golden parachute for you when we fire you at the end of the 26th season.
So interesting, Jason, because I was listening to you and Brian talk about this yesterday when I was going to pick up my kiddos from camp. I remember exactly where I was when you were relaying how much you appreciated all of the guys sort of galvanizing around Sheed, doing the lap together. And my brain immediately went to, I would love to have been a fly on the wall during that run, because you know that they were like, what a clown. Like, you know, I mean, again, to back up their guy, to like, you know that they were like saying, this is hilarious. Like, what does he think? You know, and sometimes when you have a common quote unquote, I don't want to say enemy. That's too, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it does kind of bring you guys together. There's stronger bonds. And so I don't think it was necessarily an intended consequence of Matt LaFleur when he threw him out there, but it may be a result of what went down. Before we let you go, I do want to get to this Bo Melton situation, because we're picking up we're reading the tea leaves, we're picking up the breadcrumbs here, and it does, excuse me, it does feel like Bo Melton.
I get emotional when I talk about Bo, too.
I know, right? I was like, so sad. It does feel like Bo Melton is closer to being on this roster now than maybe we originally thought when he was asked to make the position change. Are you feeling that same way, or are we reading too much into Bisaccia's comments and sort of the way the roster will be constructed?
No, I don't think you're reading too much into it. So again, this is a bias palooza, but like Bo is one of my all-time favorites. Like he's not in the Woodson, Tauscher, Dorsey Levens, who's ranked ahead of Tausch, which I always like to bring up. Like he's not quite in the creme de la creme of my favorite players I've covered, but he's pretty high up there. He's also the only player, and I'm struggling with this because it's one of those where I don't know what to do. Every time, or almost every time he sees me, he gives me the handshake and then the bro hug, which I don't generally do with players in the locker room, and it's happened like 3 times in camp. And that's him, right? It's kind of like, Jerry in the lobby with the Kiss Hello program. Like, he's not really comfortable with it. I'm not going to lose my crap in the middle of the locker room and say, Bo, I can't do this. I cover the team, man. But it is causing me a little bit of angst. But to the bias part of this, I was worried that I was looking through my biased prism of really liking him and thinking, this guy's so important to what they do on special teams. I feel like, unlike Alex Magoo moving from quarterback to wide receiver, or way back in like 1997, Randy Kinder, running back from Notre Dame, moving to corner, I felt like this was hey, we got too many wide receivers. We don't have enough corners. This guy's going to make our roster because he's so critical to special teams. We got to put him in a different category on the depth chart so we have more room to keep another wide receiver. And that's why I thought they did it. But as I said to Bisaccia in my question, I said, you've done this a long time. Usually when a guy moves positions, it's an intermediate move to him moving off the roster. And so that was what prompted, because that's why I wanted to ask Bisaccia, because he clearly has some personnel sway. We would agree on that, right?
I would go stronger than some. It seems like he is very influential in that department.
Right. I mean, clearly not enough to keep Eric Wilson here, but then they go out and they bring back Christian Welch, who I'm sure Bisaccia thought should have made the team last year. Okay. So when he says what he does yesterday about Bo and he is going to be an impact on this team, well, you can't be an impact on this team if you're not on this team. So I agree with your diagnosis, Jen. I took that as, okay, the special teams coordinator is going to say, look, man, I don't care what, you can call him the backup long snapper if you want on the depth chart, but I need him as my flyer on punts. I need him as the number 2 guy or the number 4 guy in the lineup on kickoff coverage. And that was the second answer that I got from Bisaccia when I followed up, was him talking about the tackling that he does and why the transition, whereas for maybe other players, it would be more difficult. And he still he's got light years to go as a cover guy. I'm not saying he doesn't. But from a tackling perspective, they feel like he can make this transition, and this is a way to keep him on the roster when you have essentially 8 other guys, I would argue, that are deserving of a roster spot, and you're not going to keep 8 other wide receivers in addition to whatever Bo Melton is considered.
Our conversations with Jason Wilde brought to you by Lakeland Supply. They're in business to make your business better. Set up a free packaging and supply chain assessment at lakelandsupply.com. So in order to create space for him, last year, Jason, they kept 5 safeties, 5 corners. Are they going to keep 6 corners? Because if he's light years away from being on the field, when you're the 5th corner, you're not that far from stepping on the field.
And oh, by the way, I believe Hafley said yesterday that he's going to be trying to find ways to get 3 safeties on the field at the same time. Did I mishear that?
No, he's got safeties coming out of his ears. I mean, seriously, they cut a guy yesterday to make room for a linebacker only because that poor guy had no chance of making this team, and he's not a bad player. I would say this, Gabe. I think what they will probably do is stash corners on the practice squad, like maybe keep 3 there, maybe even 4, I guess. I mean, they get 16 guys.
And then rotate elevating them?
And then rotate elevating them. and I think that would be what I would guess. Like, again, Kalen King had a pick six 2 days ago. Maybe he's starting to make a move, but they don't. Again, no, I don't mean to disrespect those guys, but after the big three, I have not. Kalen King's play stood out because I haven't seen a whole lot of stuff to get excited about from the rest of those guys.
Jason Wilde joins us 3 times a week here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. We appreciate you, Jason. Have a great one. We'll see you soon.
All right, everybody, take care. Be good.
You can hear Jason on Wilde and Tausch right after Jen, Gabe, and Chewy right here on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee.
Let me tell you about our friends at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. For windows with the strongest resilience, you need the Pella Experience. Only one place to do that, out in Brookfield, the Pella Experience Center, where you can see, feel, open, close, and compare dozens of window and door options from 7 different Pella lines side by side. See all the customizations that they have. Kind of try to picture how it might look in your house. I've been out there to the Pella Experience Center. I've also had them come out for the free in-home consultation. That's when I decided on the door that I am getting. It's going to be on my front door next week. Stop by soon. If you order by July 31st, you can get 0% interest for up to 5 years. Certain restrictions apply. Visit the Pella Experience Center in Brookfield or schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com. And when you use Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, make sure you tell them that Gabe Neitzel sent you.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Southbound 41 continues a heavy ride from Appleton Avenue down past Hampton. On the northbound side, you got your backups from Mayfair Road all the way up past Capitol Drive. Everything else seems to be rolling along just fine. I'm not seeing really any other delays. Traffic is brought to you by the Neal Group. John Neal and his team know how to minimize your taxes to keep more money in your pocket. Visit nealgroup.net to learn more. That's nealgroup.net. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, increasing sunshine, hazy and smoky though, a high of 72. Tonight, smoky but clear, a low of 61. Weather is brought to you by Good Health Saunas. Get your in-home infrared sauna today. Learn more at goodhealthsaunas.com/Jen and visit them at the Wisconsin State Fair Expo Center July 31st through August 10th. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Forget average. At Exterior Pros, they bring the heat. They're not here to meet standards, they're here to smash them. From the first swing of the hammer to the final reveal, they're leveling up your home with every window, every shingle, and every single detail. This isn't just a remodel, it's a glow-up for your house. Built tough, built beautiful, built to turn heads. Want in? Let's go. Lock in your project now and save $3,000. Exterior Pros, where bold meets built. Trust the pros and visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274.
We've all had those moments walking through the Expo Center at the Wisconsin State Fair and thought, ooh, that would be nice to have. Hey, this is Jen Latta from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy telling you that my purchase of an infrared sauna from Good Health Saunas is one of the best things I've ever bought, and it came at the State Fair. I can feel the extra energy and flexibility that I've gained from using my sauna, plus my skin and hair look better than ever. And with the amount that I travel, its detoxification benefits are totally worth it. Visit Good Health Saunas at the Wisconsin State Fair. Full product details are available at goodhealthsaunas.com.
A SoFi personal loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible: overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right. Pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi personal loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
Evan Cohen here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sports book for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Want to get 30% stronger in just 8 weeks? Then GNC Amp Whey Bolic is your protein. From America's #1 protein powder brand for building strength, Amp Whey Bolic delivers ultra-pure, fast-digesting whey protein packed with 6.2 grams of leucine for faster gains in muscle growth and recovery. If you want more out of every workout, then settle for nothing less than a premium formula that's third-party tested for over 285 banned substances and proven to get you stronger, faster. Go to your local GNC for Whey Bolic and get ready for gains.
Every great team has its core players, but when the season gets tough, adding the right free agent can make all the difference. The same goes for business. At Robert Half, we found that 67% of companies surveyed plan to increase their use of contract talent to handle workload peaks and backlogged projects. With Robert Half's specialized recruiters' experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
His eyeball.
Wait.
Where do I get him?
I just assumed when I said wait, did you just think it was just a suggestion?
Yeah, pretty much. Typically.
On 94.5 ESPN.
The open road is calling your name, and the ride begins at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee this July, which, by the way, is quickly wrapping up. You could burn some major rubber on the custom Harley-Davidson of your dreams in the Fire Up Your Fantasy motorcycle giveaway. That's right. They are giving away a Harley-Davidson motorcycle. It is sitting right there in the lobby when you walk in, next to Rockin' Brews, right by the kiosks where you can make your sports bets. Fire Up Your Fantasy is only at Potawatomi, and time is running out. More information available online. Must be 21 years old and a rewards member to play. But Jason Wilde did a pretty good job of detailing the Bo Melton situation. So Rich Bisaccia, as he mentioned, gushing. Sorry, Chew. He's a no-gush guy, but Bisaccia was gushing over Bo Melton. We know they made him change positions, and now it feels like not only is he going to make the roster, he's a lock for the roster. So I think it's good that you were asking him, okay, we all know that there are certain numbers assigned traditionally to each position. You know, there's this many offensive linemen, there's this many wide receivers, there's this many quarterbacks that teams carry for their roster. So how does Bo Melton's addition on the cornerback side of things shake that up there, Gabe? Who do you see making the roster? I know we went through a few of the safeties, but from a cornerback standpoint, how do you think this is going to look?
Yeah, I mean, you've got the three that everybody talks about,
right?
That are kind of the locks, the Valentine, the Nixon, the Hobbs. Kalen King is somebody I know that they were, very high on a year ago, made the practice squad, thought that he might take the leap. Jason just talked about the play that he made. We've talked about Gregory Jr., Micah Robinson. But if they're hoping just kind of keep those guys in the practice squad and elevate so Bo can make this team, I feel like that's pretty risky. I feel like that's just really risky. If this is a position, and again, I'm not as concerned about the top three as some others are. And, well, what about the depth? What about this? Well, if you're concerned about the depth of that position, why would you keep somebody who, yeah, he's really important on special teams, but if one of those guys goes down and now he's got to be on the field, like that seems risky to me. It seems like a very big risk to get a guy that you like on special teams because like he's not going to be ready to play corner week one. He's just not. And if you put him out there,
could be a liability.
That's not going to be good for the defense. That's not going to be good for the other 10 guys that are out there. They're going to have to cover for him a little bit until he gets up to speed. Because again, he's spent when was the last time he played corner? High school? It's a little more complicated playing cornerback in the NFL.
Did he play some in college? I feel like I maybe heard that. Maybe he played a little bit.
His brother did.
Yes.
His brother's a corner in the league.
Am I confusing Meltons now? Is that what's happening here?
Potentially. But I think it's just, to me, it seems like a big risk for somebody. Yeah, you love them for special teams purposes. And it's funny that they're willing to do everything they can. Again, this is the juxtaposition that's always just funny to me. Because, we're going to take care of Bo Melton. Bo Melton does things the right way. Well, so does Elton Jenkins, and you didn't want to take care of him. I understand that's front office versus coaching staff, but that's just funny to me we got to do everything we can for Bo. Another guy switching positions for you on the offensive line didn't feel the need to do anything to take care of him. That's just funny to me. But yeah, hearing Jason talk, hearing how excited you guys were to hear what Bisaccia and Jeff Hafley had to say yesterday, it seems like Bo Melton's on this team, which makes me a little bit nervous about that position.
And I am covering this peripherally. I am not Jason Wilde. I am not Matt Schneidman. I am not up at training camp. I am not watching the drills. I don't know how Bo Melton, right? I can't sit here and go, I've seen it. Holy moly, is he going to change the game? Is he going to be a guy who can really be a difference maker for the Green Bay Packers? But there's a part of me here in Milwaukee following all of the stuff, hearing the things, that can't help but wonder if there's a little bit of feelings going into this, which would fly directly in the face of, what is it? Something over feelings.
Standards over feelings.
Thank you very much, which is on the wall at Lambeau Field, apparently, maybe even near the locker room. I think they really, really like Bo Melton. I think, to your point, he goes about his business the right way. I think he's a good guy. I think, like, all of these things. And yet there's a part of me, again, peripherally, who is wondering if they're letting that sort of, I don't want to say cloud, that feels too strong, but, oh, he's such a good guy. He's such a team player. He's such a da-da-da-da-da. We need those type of guys. And you and I have discussed this. There are all sorts of reasons why you put certain people on your roster. But the end-all, be-all has to be production. At the end of the day, production, there can be complementary characteristics, but at the end of the day, how you perform needs to be the defining characteristic of whether or not a guy makes the roster.
Am I undervaluing special teams? You can't find somebody else to run down there and make tackles. I understand he's willing to do it. You can't find somebody else who's willing to do it. Because I remember when everybody gushed back in the day about Jeff Janis and how good of a gunner he was. He lasted like 4 years in the league. Like, we can't find another guy that can do what Bo Melton does. That's also a crazy thing to me, of him making this roster. Because the other thing about, oh, well, they'll just elevate somebody. Like, to me, that's not the best way to develop. Like, if you want to develop them, playing football is the way to do it. And, well, you're only going to be playing in games and being active like once every 3 weeks. Because, again, you can only elevate these guys 3 times before they can't be elevated off the practice squad anymore. Then they have to be put on the 53 in order to play. So if they're keeping 3 guys that they kind of like and they're rotating through, that also just kind of seems like a half-assed way to try to develop more corners on the back end of the roster to make room for a guy who is a special teamer. Because that's what Bo Melton is. Like, Bo Melton, he would make the roster as a cornerback in name only. Because really, he's just the 4th specialist. You've got your kicker, you've got your punter, your long snapper, and now your special teams cover guy.
Yeah, and we have talked about how most NFL teams don't have the luxury of just carrying special teamers, right? Like,
Nobody does.
You'll primarily exist in special teams, but you will be in position under some other category.
Well, think about Devin Hester, who's literally in the Hall of Fame for being a specialist. Like, teams tried to, and the Bears tried to find a number of different ways to also
get him on the field,
more value out of him. That wasn't just that's just trying to justify his spot. Because as good as he was, again, a Hall of Fame return man, they also tried to figure out ways to get more value out of him than just special teams, of touching the football. And I mean, again, he had a ton of value because he's a Hall of Fame. He scored touchdowns for them. Maybe I'm just undervaluing how important special teams are, but I feel like you should be able to find somebody else who can run down there and make tackles the way Bo Melton does.
And just never forget, guys, that Brian Gutekunst is on the record as saying that he considered this idea of Bo Melton playing cornerback when they were scouting him for the NFL draft in 2022. Some of this is going to be confirmation bias. Some of it is going to be like, oh, I had that idea. Remember that idea I told you about back in 2022?
Done it 3 years ago.
Remember that idea? But that's what I'm saying. Like, there is a lot of momentum behind Bo Melton making the roster. So we are just reminding fans, don't be surprised when final cutdowns come and he is on the team. We'll take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. And again, that's not a bad thing. We're not saying it's a bad thing. It's just, it is unusual. It is unique. Take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Still a lot of stuff to get to this morning. Finding the right home is a journey, and sometimes it's quick, and sometimes you have to be patient. But it should always be an exciting time in your life. The We Sell Group at Keller Williams understands that. They buy into that, and they want to make it as exciting for you as possible without stressing you out. My family, of course, we've been looking for a lake house. And look, it's taken us longer than we thought it would because we have certain things that we want. Like, I don't want to drive more than 2 hours to get to our lake house. So that circle that we are willing to purchase in It's small, and that has never deterred the folks at the We Sell Group at Keller Williams. They have been helpful. Rob and Nick are patient, informative, and available throughout the process because their passion is people. Whether you're ready to move right now, you're starting to look, or maybe you're thinking about selling, the We Sell Group is on that journey with you every step of the way. So start your journey today at wesell.kw.com. That's wesell.kw.com.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN. With Wilde and Tausch, you won't miss a play.
So this is going to be, I think, a total win-win. Zach Tom gets the biggest signing bonus. He's going to average $22 million a year. He's locked up for 5 years now.
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
But Green Bay showed yesterday why they are a self-sustaining operation and a world-class organization because they know what the hell they're doing.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Hey ESPN Milwaukee fans, Brian Balaga here for Surfside. Summer is heating up, and there's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside iced tea and vodka or Surfside lemonade and vodka to break the heat. Made with real brewed tea and real vodka, Surfside is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy no matter what your plans are this weekend. Look for the can with the sunset stripes, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
This is Kevin Moret from Mentality. Men, you're being robbed of your potential. Research shows a shocking 1% annual decline in testosterone levels. That's why building muscle feels impossible and your confidence is at an all-time low. But here's the truth. You're not alone in this uphill battle. Mentality's physician-directed, FDA-approved treatment doesn't just level the playing field, it restores your body's powerful balance. Our patients experience a documented 30% increase in their testosterone levels. Stop struggling and turn this around. Defy the odds and reclaim your masculine edge at mentalityhealth.com/radio.
Progressive knows there's so many great things about being a sports fan. Like scoring the company box seats. How great is that? Trick plays that actually work. Prevent defense when your team is winning by a lot. And even more preventative prevent defense as they're hanging on by a thread. And of course, saving money when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive. That's pretty great. Just like trick plays that actually work.
Yeah, but how often does that happen?
Complaining about sports. Not so great. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Your business is HVAC. You want to grow that business while providing the very best in service. Instead, you're struggling under a pile of administrative tasks. Service Titan is here to help with our all-in-one solution for the trades. We've made managing all of your business needs, from scheduling to invoicing, easier than ever. Service Titan, giving you the time and the tools you need to keep your company running smoothly. Learn how Service Titan helps manage your business at servicetitan.com.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
You ever get decision paralysis, like figuring out what to watch or what to eat? Well, the same applies if you're hiring. It can be overwhelming to have too many candidates to sort through. But with ZipRecruiter, you can proactively find the best ones quickly. How? Through their innovative resume database. ZipRecruiter's resume database uses advanced filtering to quickly hone in on top candidates for your roles. See someone who stands out? You can unlock their contact info instantly. Try it free at ZipRecruiter.com/USL. That's ZipRecruiter.com/USL.
It's WTMJ's Debbie Loziga for Comfort Awnings. This summer, I'm getting relief from the hot sun whenever I need it with my motorized retractable awning from Comfort Awnings. Sensors are also available that detect strong wind and rain to extend or retract your awning. They even protect against UV radiation so you can safely enjoy the outdoors all summer long. Family owned and located in Burlington, Comfort Awnings expertly installs custom awnings that fit your home and style. Right now, you can receive $250 off all awnings and screens. Call 414-AWNINGS or visit comfortawnings.com.
You are listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
What do we do? Where do we go from here?
We've talked about insulation, we've talked about fantasy camp, and now we've talked about Burning Man. We've hit for the cycle in the first 5 minutes of the show.
On 94.5 ESPN.
this week here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, we had a moment, a core memory, if you will. You remember the core memory concept, right?
Oh, yeah.
Things that just stay with you, that you know years down the road, when you think back to certain eras, certain times, they just kind of pop, right? They just are like, whoa, there. Significant.
Mm-hmm.
We had one of those here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy when we received a wedding invitation to Jackie and Brady's wedding.
Found out about it on Monday. The invitation was clearly sent to the station. Somebody just left it on the computer in the room in which Joshy operates as the producer.
Opened it up with a little bit of curiosity, like, oh, what's this?
Had to read a note in cursive.
It was his Vietnam. Well, we had asked on Monday morning for Jackie or Brady, the couple, the lovely couple who has invited us to their wedding, to call in. Well, Jackie and Brady reached out on the Carbless Talk and Text line earlier this week, said that they had some time on Thursday morning. And lo and behold, it is Thursday morning. So who do we have on line one here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning, Joshy?
Good morning, Brady. How's it going?
Hey, Joshy, what's going on?
I was just living the dream. How are you?
Same. Just getting ready to get the kids off.
Well, Brady, we need to know how all this went down. First of all, I want to say that we are ecstatic. Okay, we are thrilled that you consider us such a big part of your and your fiance's daily routine, a part of your life, that you invited us to your wedding. But I got to know who initiated this conversation, what the reaction was, where you were, how it went down. Give me all the details. Do not spare any.
Well, so, Jen, as you're putting together your wedding invitation list, there's obviously some give and take there, right? So there's certain people that one of you wants to invite, certain people that the other one wants to invite, and sometimes there's some conflict. But Jackie's like, I think we should invite Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. And Joshy, obviously.
We heard her pop in there. Heard the little pop in.
We know how Bruss did him, so. That was one that we both definitely agreed on. So
it was as simple as that, huh?
So there was just no.
Yes, it was.
I'm assuming that was her handwriting, or did you do the cursive note that was included with the invitation?
Definitely not my cursive,
okay.
Gabe.
All
definitely
right.
not my cursive. In fact, my regular handwriting you probably wouldn't have been able to read. So.
Well, yeah, that's Joshy. So there were you guys were just sitting down. How did? Because it seems like you guys listen separately, and that's the amazing thing to me is that, again, usually it's one person making the other person in the relationship listen to a show, watch a show, whatever you're doing for entertainment. So how did it come to be that you both separately listen to the show?
Yes. I mean, we both obviously enjoy sports of all kinds, but and just really enjoy your guys' show especially. So it's just one thing that we commute together separately, and we can share that together and talk about, all the shenanigans that go on your show.
And I actually listen on the ESPN Wisconsin app. On my drive home, I go to Madison 2 days a week for work, and no offense to that show, but I always put your morning show on my long drive home.
Jackie weighing in. I love this. I love that you both are there this morning.
And she gets the plug-in for the ESPN Wisconsin.
Yeah.
That's how you know.
Had to play.
Yep. That's how you know. True fans plugging the app.
While also taking a veiled shot at our competitors in the afternoon. They're not competitors. They're our teammates, obviously, and we love them tremendously. But you guys bring up a good point. Ben did leave Joshy off of the wedding invitation list for his wedding. So there is a little bit of animosity here, okay? We were taken up for our guy, and we appreciate that you guys are as well. So did you share this news with anyone else? Did you share this with, I don't know, a mother-in-law or anyone else who might have wanted input on the invitation list? Because I imagine that, not everybody would feel as strongly about a bunch of knuckleheads on the radio coming to your wedding.
No, we didn't share it with anybody yet outside of my oldest son. Yesterday, on the way to summer camp, I put on Monday's show and just had him listen to see if he would recognize anything. And he was like, why did you invite them?
It's a fair question. We're still asking that same question over here. So how big is this list? Like, is this an exclusive invite that we got? Is this a larger wedding? So you thought, okay, we can throw them a bone. Like, how exclusive is this invite we got?
Okay, well, I'll take this one because so we're a little bit older, and we have a blended family. So Brady has a pretty extensive list, but it also includes people I have never met. His brother is actually standing up in our wedding, and I've never met him, and we've been together for
9 years.
9 years. We've been engaged for 2.5. So, yeah, I apologize that we sent it late just because it was one of those things I was kind of doing them in batches, getting addresses in, and then I'm like, well, yeah, they should count on my list because I have like 40 people.
Oh,
and we do want to make sure that you all know you can have a +1. I didn't really put that in there. And we know that it's Blammer Thursday, and we heard Chewy's question. So I highly doubt he would ever show up. But if he did, he could totally bring Blammer.
This is huge news. First of all, I love the fact that Jackie is claiming us. Like, I love the fact that she is claiming us for her part of the invitation list. I love that. Absolutely love it. And we get a +1, Joshy. This is huge.
Big news. Big news.
You think Mussolini's up for coming?
No.
I mean, do you want a Mussolini at your wedding anyway? I mean,
she's a character on the show. I feel it's only right.
I think the fact that she has the name Mussolini, she wants to distance herself from that as much as possible. After her grandfather referred to her as that this weekend, I don't think she wants a whole bunch of people at a wedding thinking of her as Mussolini.
All right, so you guys are local sports fans as well. Obviously, you care about the Packers, you care about the Brewers, you care about the local teams. How are you feeling right now? Because we feel like this is a very exciting time in Wisconsin sports between the Brewers still atop the NL Central, and you got the Packers headed into the season. What is the biggest storyline that you guys are paying attention to as Wisconsin sports fans?
Absolutely, the Brewers. We actually were at the game on Sunday. It was phenomenal. We're so excited for the young team, Miz, obviously. So, yeah, the Brewers.
We are joined, if you're listening here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, by Brady and Jackie, two loyal listeners here to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy who have invited us to their nuptials. Yeah, Joshy.
I do have one question for them, and we kind of talked about it on Monday. Is it fair and is it in good taste if we skip the ceremony and arrive for the champagne toast and thereafter? Since as
the
much
reception, are you looking for a reception?
Well, yes.
Absolutely, Joshy. Absolutely. Totally appropriate.
I just wanted to make sure we weren't offending you if we did that and said, well, these guys just came and drank our beer.
That's why we want you here.
I feel like we got to fill out Jackie's side, though.
That's true.
You know, like I feel if we're bodies on her side of the, like, we gotta help fill that side. If he had that many more than she did.
This is a really good point. We're going to put it on the Infinity Exteriors Twitter poll for sure and see what our loyal listeners think.
Support our girl, Jack.
True.
Do we need to go to the wedding to help fill out Jackie's side as she has put us on her side of the ledger, or is it acceptable to just go to the reception? I love that you guys are obviously a little quirky. You guys are a little mischievous, just like us, which is fantastic. Which of the two of you is more mischievous? Like, you know, if I had an idea to go ding dong ditch, which one of you is coming with me?
Beer there is.
Yeah.
What did Jackie say?
Depends on how much beer there is, she says.
That's the right answer.
More than likely me.
All right. Well, this has been so great. You guys are the best. We really appreciate you taking the time to call in. We cannot thank you enough for inviting us to your frickin' wedding, which is coming up next month. Jackie and Brady, congratulations. We cannot wait to see you guys a little bit later at your wedding.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Love you guys.
See, people like us. Not everybody, but people. Some people. A few people. Those people.
2 people, specifically.
But it might just be those 2 people. But you know what? I'm going to use Chewy math here. I'll take it. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy rolls on after this.
Westbound 94, starting off delaying now from about 20th Street all the way through to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound has got some backups from 76th Street to about 35th. Southbound 41, as usual, delays from Good Hope Road down to Capitol. Northbound's backing up from about Swan Boulevard all the way up past Capitol Drive, almost to Hampton. And southbound 43 also seeing some delays now from Good Hope Road down past Silver Spring. Traffic is brought to you by Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco, Fisco, Fisco. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, increasing sunshine, hazy and smoky, a high of 72. Tonight, smoky but clear, a low of 61. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
It's Jen Latta from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. For me and my family, finding the perfect home is a journey, but we don't walk it alone. With the We Sell Group, Rob and Nick aren't just real estate agents, they're part of our family's team. They bring us options, perspective, and peace of mind. While they navigate the market, I can stay focused on all that life has in store. Because at the We Sell Group, it's not just about the home, it's about the people and the path it takes to get there. The We Sell Group, more than agents, part of your journey. Get started with Rob and Nick at WeSell.kw.com.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune into Kyle Preston Nortman from 2 to 5 every day. WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I think my wife might be on the same salad pizza.
I'm over it.
Okay.
But you guys didn't hear what I said yesterday. You don't like my salad with pizza? Well, you know it doesn't go together?
What are you doing? What? Did you just double dip that shit?
Grilled cheese and tomato soup.
What? Okay.
It's tuna fish and tomato soup because of the dipping into the soup of the tuna.
Excuse me? You double dipped the chip. Double dipped? What are you talking about? You dipped the chip, you took a bite, and you dipped again.
You don't dip grilled cheese into tomato soup.
Yeah, you do.
No, no.
This is crazy.
No, I'm not listening to you.
But I was just about to come to your defense.
Okay,
That's like putting your whole mouth right in the dip.
Well, I'm sorry, Timmy, but I don't dip that way.
Oh, you don't, huh?
No. You dip the way you want to dip. I'll dip the way I want to dip.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamorro. Here's Jen Latta.
She wants to ride and she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever, she's too excited. Her man look like he wanna fight, he ain't doing nothing.
AC and Tosa weighing in on the Carbless Talking text line this morning. He says, I wish you guys were a show in 2019 so I could have invited you to my wedding.
Happy 6th anniversary, AC.
Yeah. Sorry, just short, just shy. There's been a lot of talk this offseason trying to rank and gauge and guess how things will shake out during the NFL regular season. Of course, today the Hall of Fame game, so football is unofficially underway as of today. First game of the season. Yes, it's preseason. We understand that, but it does feel like a checkpoint in the calendar for sure.
Players wearing NFL jerseys are playing football.
Yeah, we said football-ish, football-adjacent, football-esque.
I think that's the best way to put it.
Today in Canton, Ohio. So we talked the other day about Mike Tannenbaum's list where he was ranking the quarterbacks in the NFL. And he, to our surprise, has Jordan Love as number one. Now, we went through all of this yesterday. If you missed any of that conversation, you can find it on the ESPN Wisconsin app, the all-new ESPN Wisconsin app. But Bill Barnwell now has made another list. And this is a different way of sort of gauging the talent, trying to predict the success of each of these franchises. Gabe, what is Bill Barnwell's version of how good are these teams?
So he went through every roster and basically said, who on this team is worth a first-round pick or more? And he put that together, as a team. For example, the Cowboys are the first one out of the gate because he starts with the NFC East. So Micah Parsons would be worth 2 first-round picks and more. One first-round pick and more would be CeeDee Lamb and Tyler Smith. One first-round pick would be Dak Prescott and Tyler Booker. So if you're worth a first-round pick or more in a trade, you made the list for your respective team because he went through all 32 teams and he put together a list for every team who in a trade would be worth a first-round pick or more.
Now, it's not shocking that the list that he compiled is very similar to the list that we have been saying when we try to pick out the quote-unquote stars of the Green Bay Packers. Who did Bill Barnwell say he would designate first-round picks to in a trade?
So he said Jordan Love would be worth 2 first-round picks, and then 1 first-round pick would be Matthew Golden, Zach Tom, Edgerrin Cooper, and Xavier McKinney. Those would be the other 4 worth a first-round pick.
I don't think anybody's disagreeing with any of those things. I guess maybe I would have tried to make a case for Josh Jacobs, who is not on that list.
But running backs, but it's a value proposition. Nobody's going to trade you a first-round pick for a running back in his late 20s.
Okay, so I do think that it is important to add this context, though. When Bill Barnwell was writing up about Jordan Love and it said 2 first-round picks for Jordan Love, he also says he was the toughest player to evaluate during this exercise because he's ranked 7th in total QBR over his 2 seasons as a starter. Holy moly, reading on the radio and then stumbling. Good grief, Jen. But then he has also done all of this without a number 1 wide receiver, which, to be perfectly honest, guys, is the thing that we say about Jordan Love every time we talk about Jordan Love. When we talk about how we're trying to evaluate him and where he ranks amongst the other quarterbacks in the league. Do you feel like Bill Barnwell is in lockstep with what Mike Tannenbaum said the other day? Because it appears as though Mike Tannenbaum thinks that Jordan Love has an exceptionally high ceiling, but he would like to see him have a wide receiver as well, and that would help him, to Tannenbaum's point, reach his full potential.
Tannenbaum is ignoring any of the negatives to put Jordan where he does. I think Bill gives a more even-keeled and nuanced look in his explanation of why Jordan Love would be worth 2 first-round picks. For example, other quarterbacks on that list of top NFC quarterbacks, Jalen Hurts, Jaden Daniels for Washington, would be worth 4 first-round picks and more.
Whoa, but caveat.
He's on his rookie deal. Like, Caleb Williams is worth 2 first-round picks and more because he's on his rookie deal. So, again, it's a value proposition. But based on that alone, I'm guessing he would say that Jaden Daniels would be higher on any sort of NFC quarterback list than Jordan Love. Because he looks at, again, he brings up some of the negative things and the positive things. And he ends it saying, maybe Jordan Love, this is who he is. Maybe he puts together, all that potential and becomes an MVP candidate. He just doesn't really know.
Do you like this way of trying to figure out which team has the most, again, for lack of a better term, superstars? Do you like this version of here's what a trade would look like if, and again, most of these are never going to occur. We are obviously conscious of that. But do you like this as a sort of different way of looking at the level of superstars, the number of superstars on a team?
Yeah, this is an old Bill Simmons trick because he used to do, I don't know if he still does it, the NBA trade rankings where he would rank every player in terms of how much they would fetch in a trade. So, yeah, it's just a different way of looking at it. And, okay, where are you getting value out of? Again, not a lot of running backs are going to be on this list because running backs, no matter how good they are, just aren't going for first-round picks. Still in the NFL, despite them becoming a little bit more valuable. Yeah, I mean, it's a little different way of doing it, of saying, hey, here's who the good players could be on this team. And again, when you're trading a first-round pick, there's probably a little bit of potential that you're looking into there. So if you were putting together a list of, these guys are the studs on this team, again, Edgerrin Cooper has the potential to be that. Matthew Golden, the potential to be that. Jordan Love, the potential to be that. If you were putting together that list straight up for what they've done in this league, I mean, really, you're looking at Zach Tom and Xavier McKinney, and that's it on this list. Because everybody else is there based on their potential. So I do like it because, again, it gives you a different way to kind of look at the roster and think about it. So, yeah, I mean, but again, the talent in this division always seems to stand out. When you look around at, the guys that would be worth 2 first-round picks and more for the Lions, or same thing with the Vikings and the Bears. There's a lot of talent in this division. There's a lot of established talent in this division, which, again, kind of probably explains why Matt LaFleur might be feeling the heat and being a little more fiery so far this preseason.
It's an interesting way of looking at it, to be sure. And if you want to take a look at it, it is on ESPN.com. And it does talk about other players that he didn't mention. He talks about who missed out. He's got Evan Williams on that list. Elton Jenkins also on that list of just missing out. And he says that Rasheed Walker could make the leap if he improves his pass protection in obvious passing situations. It just feels like that. What I didn't like was this idea of the Packers have the league's deepest, flattest roster. How do you interpret that distinction?
Oh, that's something I feel like I've been saying for a while. They got a lot of good players. They have a lot of great players. So it's just, yeah, they got a bunch of guys, but how you win in this league is having those superstars. They probably have more depth than a team like the Eagles, but the Eagles have all the star power. It's why they were able to win a Super Bowl a year ago. There's a lot of Brian Gutekunst, especially when you take a look at the last handful of drafts, has done a really good job of drafting solid starters in this league. Just a lot of them haven't developed into the superstars that you need to be in the upper echelon. Those solid starters are great for getting you where the Packers have been the last 2 years, where you're going to be close to double-digit wins. Last year, getting double-digit wins, likely not good enough to win the division, and you're a wild card team. That's where that can get you. If you want to take that next step, a lot of these guys have to develop into superstars. So I think when Bill is saying that, what he's saying is, yeah, there's a lot of solid talent on this team, but there's not a lot of that elite blue chip talent.
And I always think there is value in, whether you like it or not, because I know a lot of people do not, taking a look at what the Detroit Lions have when they do these sort of rankings, whatever prism they're pushing it through. And the Detroit Lions list, as you can imagine, is long. They have Aiden Hutchinson and Penny Sewell as two first-round picks and more. You drop it down a little bit further, 1 first-round pick and more. They've got Jahmyr Gibbs and Amon-Ra St. Brown and Brian Branch, the safety. Drop it down a little bit further, 1 first-round pick. You've got Jared Goff. You've got Terrion Arnold, and you've got Kirby Joseph. Kirby Joseph, who, of course, Packers fans will remember, gave them fits last season as well. That's a lot more players than the Packers have on the list, and that's where I think concern comes in about how the Packers will be toe-to-toe, head-to-head against the Detroit Lions, widely considered one of the best teams in the NFC.
Yeah, you need guys to, again, it starts with Jordan. He's got to be a star. One of these wide receivers has to develop into a star. You have to get more out of the pass rush in that front four than you did a year ago. The safeties that we were excited about last year, next to Xavier McKinney, Bullard, and Williams, have to continue to grow. Have to continue to see that growth out of the offensive line. Tucker Kraft has to take that next step. There's a lot of guys that are a year away, potentially if they break out from being on this list, but that's just it. They have to break out. Every other team in the division has those guys who have probably already broken out and have shown that they can perform at a high level for an entire season.
We'll take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Roll on right after this. Discover Proof Pizza at St. Kate, the Arts Hotel in the heart of Milwaukee's Theater District. This modern pizzeria delivers Neapolitan-style pies, a bold grill menu, and old-school hospitality in a sleek, art-inspired setting. Have you been to Proof Pizza yet? Now is the time. Swing by on a lunch break or enjoy a relaxed evening bite. Proof Pizza is your go-to downtown destination. You can dine in, unwind, and savor flavor that hits just right. And here's a tip, guys. If you mention Jen Latta, you'll get 10% off your order. That's right, 10% off if you mention my name. Learn more at stkatearts.com. That's stkatearts.com.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
We've got delays southbound on 41, starting from just south of Good Hope Road all the way down to Capitol Drive. Northbound slowing down just before Mayfair Road, up past Capitol. Eastbound 94 now starting to slow down from about 92nd Street all the way through the Stadium Interchange to about 35th Street. We do have a broken down vehicle off on the right shoulder at 35th Street, so something to keep in mind. Westbound's backing up from 25th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. And southbound 43, we've got delays from just south of Good Hope Road, pretty much all the way past Silver Spring. And check the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Increasing sunshine, hazy and smoky, a high of 72. Tonight, smoky but clear, a low of 61. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazga on 94.5 ESPN.
It's Ben Brust from KBN. Join us live at IKEA Oak Creek on Friday, August 8th from 2 to 5 p.m. We're bringing the fun, and IKEA's bringing the flavor with their Summer Barbecue Bash. From 4 to 7 p.m., IKEA family members can feast on a buffet packed with barbecue classics. And yes, there's a little Swedish twist, too. All for just $5. Not an IKEA family member yet? No worries. Sign up online for free today. Get all the tasty details at Oak Creek IKEA store page on ikea.com/US. See you there.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here, and The Pickler is coming to Menominee Falls with 9 indoor pickleball courts and unlimited play. Leagues, tournaments, clinics, all included in your membership. The club opens August 16th, but founder memberships are on sale right now at a discounted rate with 3 months free compared to the regular price. Head over to thepickler.com, click on the Menominee Falls page, and lock in your spot today. The Pickler, P-I-C-K-L-R, your home for pickleball.
It's Jason Wilde from Wilde & Tausch. Upgrade your industrial supply services with Lakeland Supply, your trusted ISO-certified partner for custom packaging, shipping supplies, janitorial, and safety supply solutions. With over 40 years of industry excellence, Lakeland Supply is a proven one-stop source with over 95% of their products made in the U.S., and they treat their customers like family. Personalized service with a national reach. That's what Lakeland Supply does. Visit lakelandsupply.com to discover how they can make your business better.
Summertime is the time for all the big events. Weddings, milestone birthdays, even corporate events. Elevate every event with Noble Catering, a premier craft caterer in southeastern Wisconsin, preferred by over 30 venues. Noble Catering is also the exclusive caterer of Villa Terrace, an east side event treasure. And coming in 2026, Noble's new headquarters, a 400-person event venue in the heart of Bayview called Brixton's Turn. Book them for your event at noblecateringco.com.
Summer is here, and your taste buds deserve the best. Carbless is perfect for the pool, the lake, or hanging out by the fire. Full of flavor with 0 sugars, only 100 calories, and made with premium spirits. Don't just settle for something overly carbonated and those flavorless seltzers. Carbless has full flavor with every sip, not just a hint. So when you're ready to take a drink and ready to chill, Carbless is clean, crisp, and won't leave you feeling bloated. Find your bliss today at drinkcarbless.com.
This is an ad by BetterHelp.
Workplace stress is now a leading cause of declining mental health, with 61% of the global workforce feeling it more than ever. You can't escape work, but you can take small steps to take care of yourself. A walk, some sun, a favorite song, and therapy. Ongoing support to build resilience for whatever your day throws at you. Balance is tough, but getting help shouldn't be. Visit BetterHelp.com/timeout today for 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/timeout.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Have you never had a good pie?
I've had fine pies. You get no pie.
Right now, yeah.
I mean, seems that way anyway. But if we get him on those dating sites, it feels like maybe he could.
Yeah. On 94.5 ESPN.
Have you been to Potawatomi Casino Hotel recently? You know they're doing this giveaway with a custom Harley Davidson of your dreams and the Fire Up Your Fantasy motorcycle giveaway. And guys, you're running out of time. So get over to Potawatomi Casino Hotel today. Enter for drawings, extra cash, reward play. It is only at Potawatomi. There is more information available online for Fire Up Your Fantasy. You must be 21 years old and a rewards member to play.
Top 8 at 8.
Name something that follows the word pork. You pine. Huh?
One category.
Name something people take with them to the beach. Turkey.
The top 8 answers.
The first thing you buy in a supermarket. Turkey.
The top 8 at 8.
A food often stuffed. Turkey.
The top 8 at 8 on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Name Popeye's favorite food.
Chicken.
Show me chicken!
The top 8 at 8 on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
What do we got, Gabe?
All right, we've talked a lot about the Brewers and home runs and first base, so just decided to combine it all on the list today. Top 8 at 8. You and Joshy with Chewy out today. Going to guess back and forth. Once you each get one incorrect, we open it up to the fans. 800-990-3776. There are 8 Brewers primary first basemen, so primarily playing that position throughout the season, who hit 32 or more home runs in a single season. Name those 8 players.
Wow. Okay. Brewers first baseman who hit more than how many home runs?
32. 32 or more.
Prince Fielder.
He did it 5 times, most being 50 home runs, so he is on the list.
Okay. Joshua, you're with me on this, or am I doing this solo?
I got some additions here.
All right, go ahead.
Richie Sexson.
Richie Sexson did it twice, hitting 45 home runs 2 times. He is also on the list.
I wonder how far back this bad boy goes.
I guess pretty decently.
Pretty decently back. How about Jesus Aguilar?
Jesus Aguilar hit 35 dingers in 2018, so he is on the list.
That was one I was going with. And there's one name more recently that was at the alumni. I don't know if he reached that mark. I know he did have quite a few. There's probably some obvious ones I'm missing here, but I'm just going to throw out Eric Thames.
Eric Thames, his highest 31.
Oh,
31,
no, Gabe.
just outside. Just outside the top 8.
Oh, that stinks. Gosh, Big Bopper first baseman.
There's so many good names on this list. I was so excited to put it together.
There's one name that I'm going to really punch myself if he didn't make it. It's a 4-letter last name. If he made the...
Yeah, uh-huh.
Nah, son of a biscuit. Son of a biscuit.
4-letter last name first baseman.
Yeah.
Almost alliterative.
Yeah.
I don't know. That one's not coming to me.
If I saw this jersey anywhere, I don't care how much it costs. I am buying it on site. On site would buy this one.
His full name has 8 total letters.
Yeah, that is not coming to me. Is Cooper on the list?
Cecil Cooper snuck in 32 dingers back in 1982.
Okay, can you reset the list for us, please? I think we only have 3 guys on it, but
you have 4. You have half the list. Prince, Richie, Jesus Aguilar, and Cecil Cooper.
Okay.
Looking for primary first baseman who hit 32 or more home runs for the Brewers. There's 8 names.
it's so funny because I'm picturing Corey Hart over at first base. And that would fit your... No, Corey had Corey. Dang it, I thought that was the 8. I thought that was the 4-letter.
Also, Corey was not a primary first baseman.
I know, but he did play first base.
Correct, but it's primary first base. That's the position that you mostly played. Because, otherwise there would be some different guys,
I think I'm stuck.
Open it up. 800-990-3776. In Brewers history, 8 primary first basemen have hit 32 or more home runs in a single season. Who are they? Prince fielder Richie Sexson, Jesus Aguilar, Cecil Cooper, all correctly guessed.
800-990-3776. Need callers to play top 8 at 8 for this list. Go ahead, Joshy.
There's just names that keep popping up. There is one more recent that now that I think about it. A guy that you would forget was ever a Brewer type player.
Yeah. Yeah, uh-huh. There's a name on this. Yeah, there's a couple of sneaky good ones here. Maybe people that I know some people won't forget about.
Yeah, I'm not happy with myself here. I'm trying to really think of who played first base primarily.
I mean, again, that's part of the problem. It's hasn't been really
consistent.
Steadily the same person.
800-990-3776. Let's go out to the phone lines. Brad in Whitewater, you're up first on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Can you complete our top 8 at 8 list?
Probably not. I'm kind of having the same problem you guys are, just remembering who was at first base. I'm just going to give it a guess, Jeremy Burnitz.
That's one of the I was going to guess.
Burnitz was right field.
Oh.
Burnitz never played first.
He never played first base, huh?
No, because he had Richie Sexson.
Yes, good call.
Are we going to give him a second guess, or is he done?
He's done.
Jim in Saukville, you're up next on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Can you complete our top 8 at 8 list?
No, I got one for you. John Jaha.
Johnny Jaha hit 34 dingers back in 1996. Again, I ever see that jersey. Yeah, you get a point for me. If I see it on a sales rack somewhere, I am giving you all the money for a John Jaha jersey. It is fantastic. Yes, 34 dingers for JJ back in 1996.
Got another guess for us, Jim?
Yeah, no, that's all I got.
Okay. 800-990-3776. Looking for first baseman with 32 home runs or more in a season in Brewers history.
I think of John Jaha as the most square human I think I've ever seen. He was basically a rectangle.
Well, now I got to look him up.
At the place. Yeah, he was like your stereotypical 90s first baseman.
It's like the computers are listening to us. It says John Jaha Brewers jersey that just popped up.
Well, if you see one, send the link my way.
Oh, yeah, he's got a little crook to him.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. Yeah, but again, the Brewers were terrible in the 90s, and John Jaha hitting 34 home runs in 1996.
Feels like a highlight.
Oh, it was one of the highlights, yes. One of the very few.
Let's go out to Jim in Menominee Falls. You're up next on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Can you complete our top 8 at 8 list?
George Scott and Mike Keegan.
Well, so George Scott is correct. He had 36 home runs back in 1975. Keegan not on the list.
Oh, darn. I thought we might be closer to closing this bad boy out. Chad in New Berlin, I'm guessing? Or Newburgh. Where is Chad? Good morning, Chad. Where are you? Newburgh. Got it. Can you complete our top 8 at 8 list?
I'm going to say Rob Deere.
So Rob Deere would have been on there, but he was primarily a right fielder. A couple times did play first base, but he does not qualify, did not play first base enough. But Rob Deere did have 33 home runs back in 1986, but he is not on this list.
All right, we'll keep moving here. Chris in Milwaukee, you're on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Can you complete our top 8 at 8 list?
Yeah, I think I can.
All right.
Chris Carter.
Chris Carter, all he does is catch touchdowns and hit home runs. Led the league with 41 dingers back in 2016.
And then I don't believe anyone said Rowdy Tellez.
Rowdy Tellez, 35 home runs back in 2022. He is the final name on the list.
That makes me mad that I didn't remember Rowdy.
Yeah, Rowdy Tellez.
Obviously just a few years ago here.
Yeah, that was just 3 years ago where he hit 35 dingers.
Wow. Congratulations to Chris. You're our big winner this morning on Top 8 at 8. Good list by Gabe. I like a list where the first few are like bop, 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 bop. And then you're going, you got to sort of dig deeper into your brain to find those answers. Good on Chris this morning for being able to close it out. We'll take a break on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Roll on right after this.
Doesn't matter what age you are, low testosterone can be an issue for any guy. That's where Mentality comes in. My friends over there who have been helping me with testosterone for a number of years now. I was tired, groggy, just didn't feel like myself. Thought that was just going to be part of the aging process. This is how it is, but it doesn't have to be. If you're feeling the same way, those are all signs of low testosterone, and Mentality can help you. So you book an appointment, lowtusa.com. They walk you through the process. You get a blood panel done at the end. And if your blood panel shows that your testosterone levels are low, you then can work with Mentality. And what I love about Mentality, it's not just, hey, here it is, go about your day. No, it's a customized treatment plan for you. They make sure that your levels and dosages are exactly where they need to be to get your testosterone levels dialed in. I go back every 12, 13 weeks, make sure that still is the case when I have to, kind of renew all the different things I need from Mentality. So go to lowtusa.com. Mentality allows treatment to fit into every guy's lifestyle. Find out more about Mentality, lowtusa.com.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Eastbound 94 slowing down from about 84th Street all the way through the Stadium Interchange to 35th. Westbound is backed up from 27th to Mitchell Boulevard. Southbound 43 heavy from just south of Good Hope Road down past Silver Spring. Northbound's all clear though. Southbound 41 a little heavy there from just south of Good Hope Road down towards Capitol Drive. Traffic is brought to you by Bud Pavilion's live music at the Wisconsin State Fair. 33 local cover bands over 11 days. Tonight's headliner is the Glam Band. See them inside the Bud Pavilion. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, increasing sunshine, hazy and smoky, a high of 72. Tonight, smoky but clear, a low of 61. Weather's brought to you by Good Health Saunas. Get your in-home infrared sauna today. Learn more at goodhealthsaunas.com/Jen and visit them at the Wisconsin State Fair Expo Center, July 31st through August 10th. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Kevin Moret here for Mentality. Listen up, gentlemen. You're fighting an unfair battle. Studies show testosterone levels in men have plummeted by 25% in just 2 decades. That's why you're struggling with energy, muscle, and drive. But here's a game changer. Mentality's FDA-approved treatments boost testosterone by 30% on average. Imagine reclaiming the vitality your grandfathers had. Picture turning heads, dominating your career, and feeling unstoppable again. Don't settle for today's normal. Seize the day at mentalityhealth.com/radio. That's mentalityhealth.com/radio.
A SoFi personal loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible, overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right. Pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi personal loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
At Progressive, we understand the bond you have with your boat. It's why people name theirs.
I was pretty hungry and looking at a menu when I named my boat Change Your Tuna. The backup names were Trick or Trout, I Salmonly Swear, and, oh, it gets worse, New Squid on the Block. It wasn't my best day.
Whatever you call your boat, protect it. And start with a quote from Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. #1 rating based on boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
The greatest stories aren't found in books or films or folk songs. The stories that truly bring us together are found in ESPN Fantasy Football. Stories of late-round love and first-round heartbreak. Tales of Hail Marys and Monday Night Miracles. Chronicles of punishments. Oh, the punishments. Friends growing closer than ever through the power of humiliation. It's all here. And while the football might be fantasy, the stories, very real. Download the ESPN Fantasy app, sign up, and write the story of your season.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Is it against the law to be a moron or no?
The law.
Not yet.
I texted this to Jen earlier. The law does protect some people from things that are called an attractive nuisance.
On 94.5 ESPN.
For your next big event, Noble Catering has to be your first call. Southeastern Wisconsin's premier craft caterer, preferred by over 30 venues in the area. And coming into the spring of 2026, Noble's new headquarters, Brixton's Turn, a 400-person event venue located in the heart of Bayview's Harbor District. Have beverage needs for that upcoming party? Neat Beverage Catering offers mobile bartending to elevate that event. And last but certainly not least, check out the stunning riverfront bar inside the Associated Bank River Center Vault. A perfect summer spot before a night in the town or even a ball game. Featuring happy hour specials, a menu with tremendous flatbreads and raw bar, and of course, an incredible view of the Milwaukee River.
Back here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, Ron and the Key weighing in on the Carbless Talk and text line 800-990-3776. He says, I will buy this for you. It is a John Jaha jersey. He found it on eBay. So I suppose if we take Ron at his word, a Johnny Jaha jersey. Wow, that's a lot of alliteration.
Oh, yeah.
Is headed your way, Gabe Neitzel.
Oh, that'd be sick. Who doesn't love John Jaha?
I was going to say, he is like one of those cult heroes from a not so bright time in Brewers history who was pretty good, not that great, that I think the musical nature of his name is what makes everyone love him so much.
The way you describe it, it's like when Chewy describes borscht.
Yes.
It's not they don't love it. They like it. They don't love it.
He was seemingly a bright spot, and I think because of both his appearance and his name is fun to say with Jaha, I think that's like all it is to it, because he is like one of those cult heroes that everyone remembers.
But also to Gabe's point, if the team stunk and he was a bright spot, maybe that was sort of part of it as well. You know, like, well, the team's not going to win a lot of games, but Johnny Jaha is going to hit some home runs.
Hit 300 with 34 dingers and 118 ribbies. Oh,
yeah.
So good. Just what a guy, what a player. I think he was the only reason he was an all-star is because
you have to have
you
one.
have to have one.
Yes. How many years did John Jaha play in for the Brewers?
For the Brewers, let me see if I can. He played for the Brewers from 92 to 98.
Okay,
so
yeah, good run.
He played for 10 seasons, 7 in Milwaukee.
Want to pivot back to the Packers before we are out of here
You want to
today.
get away from the John Jaha talk?
Well, I don't know how much further we could go on it. It feels like maybe
What's
we're
your favorite John Jaha memory? 800-990-3776. I can go as deep as you want.
scratching the bottom of the barrel here a little bit. The other day when we were talking about some of the situations on the offensive line, we were talking about Rasheed Walker. We were talking about, I believe, Chewy made a comment about how he thinks the Packers want the situation to shake out. And that, of course, is in reference to Jordan Morgan. So I think it was yesterday, Adam Stenovich was talking to the media and actually had this to say about Jordan Morgan.
I like what I'm seeing from Jordan, and he's competing, at the tackle spot and at the guard spot, and he's looking pretty solid. So we're going to have a lot of interesting choices up front, not only with him, but with a bunch of guys. Because they're all competing really hard and doing a good job. So that's going to be pretty interesting to see how this all shakes out for sure.
How do you see it shaking out, Gabe? Because there's two schools of thought. One is that they're going to give this guy every opportunity, but when they have trotted out their unofficial, official number ones, right? He has not been in the mix at either position. How do you see it shaking out when it comes to Jordan Morgan this season?
He's probably the 6th offensive lineman. If there's an injury, he's the first guy who comes in. Because now, you got an injury at left tackle or you have an injury at either guard spot, he ends up being the guy that goes in. Or even if Elton Jenkins gets hurt, you slide Sean Ryan over to center, Jordan Morgan comes in. So if there's any sort of injury along that offensive line, except to Zach Tom, I don't know what the plan is there, if they would slide him over to right tackle, it seems like he's going to be the first guy off the bench, which is an important position to have. Teams want 6 offensive linemen that they can trust going into a season just because there are games that offensive linemen are going to miss. I think it's good he gets as many reps at left tackle as possible because he still seems to be the left tackle of the future. Even if Rasheed Walker wins this job, it doesn't seem like they are going to pay him and they're just going to let him walk in free agency and Morgan slots into that position next season.
Okay, do you buy what Chewy said, though, which is, as a former first-round pick, they're going to give this guy all of the opportunities to get to win the job, right? Like, it does feel like they want him to be on the line. They want him to be, again, we go back
They did last year, too.
We go back to confirmation bias, right? There is this idea of, I used a very high draft pick on this guy. So far, we haven't gotten the production out of him that we need. We understand that sometimes it's a slow burn, right? We don't need these guys to immediately have a big impact. Well, we would like to have an impact. I feel like there's some of that happening here with the Packers, and so it feels like he's going to get every opportunity to prove that he doesn't belong on the line.
Oh, yeah, but he belongs on the line just as the 6th guy because you have the depth there. Like, they wanted him to be the starting left tackle last year, too. Rasheed Walker beat him so soundly, he had to rotate in at right guard.
Yep.
So I expect more of the same from Rasheed Walker because every competition they've ever thrown at him, this dude just wins it. And Brian Gutekunst did say it's going to be really hard when you have an incumbent there to, Jordan Morgan has to be head and shoulders above what Rasheed Walker is because he's been there. He's been solid for the last handful of seasons. To me, Walker's your starting left tackle when the season opens up, barring injury.
I have a different opinion. I think the Packers are going to, if he's even
close,
yes, it's going to go to Jordan Morgan just because they want him to get the reps. They want him for the future. He's a cheaper option, and they just want to be able to move on from that thing, have Rasheed Walker be the swing tackle. I think they are setting us up to say this guy really impressed. Because last year, that competition ended by week 1.
Yeah, it was over. It was over fast.
Which I don't even know how it could end that fast and how you could be that certain.
Hey, Jordan, how do you feel about right guard?
Yeah. I think they're going to do everything they can. And Jordan might not meet the call. That's certainly possible. It might be so clear. Because at some point, you do have to respect your teammates and the other guys on the line who could look around and go, well, what the hell are we doing here?
Well, it's professional football. If you don't put the better guy at that position,
yes.
Chewy says this all the time, players know.
Yes.
And that's going to upset your team, and that disrupts things quicker than anything else.
But I think they're setting us up for they're going to be able to find the reasons to justify the move. And I think that's going to be their approach.
But because he's been there for so long and he's done such a good job, again, it's a thing where his teammates know. Like, the guys next to him know. And if you put a lesser product, even if it's close, the guys know who won.
I mean, not to take and conflate situations, guys, but we're talking about the same guy who was told to take a lap earlier this week, and his teammates rallied around him and took a lap with him, right? Like, there is clearly a lot of respect for what Rasheed Walker has done for this Packers organization. There is a lot of understanding of what I hate using this phrase over and over again, but good soldier, good player, good production Rasheed Walker has had. I think you'd have a, I don't want to say coup, because, again,
mutiny?
Dramatic, but like, if all of a sudden Rasheed Walker is beating him soundly and yet they still go, but for the future of the franchise, we're going to go with Morgan here. I don't think it would be far-fetched to think that there would be other players who would have an issue with that.
Doesn't that also send a different message about urgency to win championships?
I think so, but I think they've been sending
mixed
messages for the better part of 2 to 3 seasons now.
Well, but again, in fairness to Gutekunst,
he's talking about everyone else.
He was talking about everybody. Well, but he started talking about the urgency this offseason.
Right. I think the urgency thing, he thinks we're urgent to win, and this is the future of left tackle, and he needs to be in there as much as possible.
So I do this all the time, but I want Gabe to go through, give me left to right how you believe the offensive line will look when the season starts and when the season finishes.
Walker, Banks, Elton, Sean Ryan, and Zach Tom. And again, however that plays out at the end of the season, it's going to be injury dependent. Like, those are your best 5. Those are the 5 you go with. You know, hopefully there's not a significant injury. Again, that is a position where that does happen. They were relatively healthy a year ago, had really good injury luck along the offensive line a year ago, until, of course, the playoffs, when all of that injury luck caught up and then some.
Has Banks been dealing with a back injury?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So again, I think there are plenty of snaps for Jordan Morgan to take. I'm honestly really curious where Anthony Belton fits into all of this. Is he going to be, if that's the way they go, and Morgan's kind of slotted in as the left tackle, left guard, right guard, is Belton the backup at right tackle? They exclusively have him work there?
I wouldn't be surprised if Jordan Morgan gets that left tackle spot, and then Belton and Sean Ryan do that rotational thing that they've been doing the past 2 seasons, which I think is kind of silly.
You're talking about right guard?
Yeah.
Yes, but they keep doing it, and they keep trotting that thing out.
Well, because it wasn't just exclusive to Ryan and Morgan.
Right.
They had done it years previous before Morgan was even on the team.
I think they did it. Was it with Rasheed Walker at left? They've done.
They were doing that with Nyman and Walker for a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
We know how important consistency on the offensive line is. How important is continuity in training camp on the offensive line? Acknowledging that they do want to move guys around and make sure that they're getting the best 5. But at some point, Gabe, I feel like I don't know if there's a hard and fast deadline, but at some point you want to know who those 5 are, and you want to start getting reps exclusively with that group, with the number 1s, so that Jordan and company can get familiar with each other.
I think it's really more important for the 3 interior guys, because tackles are just kind of left on an island more often than not, especially in pass pro. So I don't think the tackle position's as important. Like, to me, Elton Jenkins getting as many snaps as he can, that's the most important thing for the offensive line, because he's switching positions. His responsibilities change at a center, making sure that you have the right communication down between him and the 2 guards right next to him. So I think the tackle thing can go on a little bit longer. But, yeah, at some point, I would say by that, you're going to have 2 weeks after the final preseason game. With only 3 preseason games, you've got a gap before the regular season starts. As long as you have that decision made by the end of that 3rd preseason game, that 2 weeks, I think, should be enough to get everybody on the same page for that starting 5 on the offensive line.
Take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. A little bit more to get to. Stick around.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN. Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on August 5th.
Turio sends it deep to left, and there she goes!
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Atlanta Braves.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness. Third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Tune in August 5th at 6:15 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game.
Turn those hoop dreams into reality with Precision Sports, your one-stop shop in southeastern Wisconsin for Mega Slam, Ironclad, and Dominator basketball hoop systems. Installation of new or old hoops and completely customizable painted court lines. PrecisionSportsOnline.com.
Discover Proof Pizza at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. In the heart of Milwaukee's Theater District, this modern pizzeria delivers Neapolitan-style pies, a bold grill menu, and old-school hospitality in a sleek, art-inspired setting. Whether you're craving a quick lunch or a relaxed evening bite, Proof Pizza is your go-to downtown destination. Dine in, unwind, and savor flavor that hits just right. And here's a tip. If you mention Jen Latta, you'll receive 10% off your order. Learn more at stkatearts.com.
Wow, a bomb by Yelich. Join the crew for an electric matchup when the Brewers host the Mets August 8th through the 10th. The weekend starts with a celebration at Cerveceros Night on Friday the 8th, featuring makers markets, music, and more. Then don't miss an all-new Christian Yelich bobblehead giveaway on Saturday the 9th, courtesy of American Family Insurance. Close out the series with Sunday matinee baseball and a limited edition Jacob Mizorowski t-shirt giveaway. Grab your tickets at Brewers.com.
Forget average. At Exterior Pros, they bring the heat. They're not here to meet standards. They're here to smash them. From the first swing of the hammer to the final reveal, they're leveling up your home with every window, every shingle, and every single detail. This isn't just a remodel. It's a glow-up for your house. Built tough, built beautiful, built to turn heads. Want in? Let's go. Lock in your project now and save $3,000. Exterior Pros, where bold meets built. Trust the pros and visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274.
Evan Cohen here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sports book for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
GNC knows that you're not always feeling it at the gym, but don't get down, get lit, and get more out of every workout. Beyond Raw Lit is a clinically dosed pre-workout that flips the switch and gives you more energy, focus, intensity, and pumps. The perfect combo for a killer workout. Plus, it's got incredible flavors and thousands of 5-star reviews, so you know it's good. Pick it up at GNC stores or go to GNC.com.
Hey, I'm buying a fixer-upper for my first home. Is that something you can help with?
Of course. We are here for all your construction needs at Professional Construction, Inc. With over 20 years of experience, our team will help from the design process through the finished product.
A living room with lime green and wood-paneled covered walls with shag carpets isn't quite working for me.
That's not quite my style either. But regardless, we are here to make your dreams a reality. Visit us at ProfessionalConstructionInc.com.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Just jump on it.
That's what he did.
Chewy, jump on it, jump on it, jump on it. Slow down.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Here we go.
Mental health decline, with 61% of the global workforce experiencing higher than normal levels of stress. Look, a holiday, a vacation, time off, that's all well and good, and it certainly does a good job of helping you navigate it. But if you need a little more help, therapy might be the answer. With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform. They've served more than 5 million people globally, and Guys, it actually works. It has a rating of 4.9 out of 5 based on 1.7 million client reviews. Very convenient. You can do it from the click of a button in your home, and you can fit therapy into your busy life. Plus, you can switch therapists at any time. Therapy has done wonders for me when I try to navigate the stickiness of life, the challenges of life, and maybe it'll do the same for you. Why not give it a try? Our listeners get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/timeout. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/timeout, because we are all better with help. We put it on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Twitter poll, the Infinity Exteriors Twitter poll this morning. Are you disappointed the Brewers did not trade for Eugenio Suarez? It's a tight one here. 50-50. Well, 48-52. But I always think like those people are torn on this, Gabe.
Yeah, I get it because, look, we trust this front office because they've been able to nail it a lot of the different times. But it was out there to be had. This was not an overpay by the Mariners to go get Eugenio Suarez. And this is the one thing the Brewers were missing. Now, I mean, maybe Andrew Vaughn can be that bad. Honestly, for me, if William Contreras swings the bat like he did against the Cubs in that series, having a double, having a ball bang off the wall, 2 home runs yesterday, that makes a big difference too, because he has been so under what we have come to expect from him from an offensive production side. The fact that him and Sal Frelick have the same number of home runs is simply shocking at this point. But if he starts picking up his offensive production and he can be a little bit more of a bopper in the middle, that helps too, where he gets back to what we expect him to be. That can help in the middle part of the lineup as he continues to navigate the fractured finger he's been playing with all year.
And look, this is not necessarily a done deal as far as them still acquiring something. The trade deadline later today. We will know obviously by tomorrow morning if in fact they did decide to make a move to add to their roster. But as it stands right now, Eugenio Suarez goes to the Mariners last night while you were sleeping, and of course will not be a member of the Brew Crew. I'm telling you, yesterday when I saw the list from MLB.com that did not include the Brewers as primary candidates to land him, I sort of tempered my expectations. That was very helpful for me. Wilde and Tausch is next on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. Have a great one, everybody.
Southbound on 41, still going to be a bit heavy as you're making your way down from Good Hope Road all the way to Capitol Drive. Northbound, just a few pockets, one right past